The Great Awakening, a narrative campaign with choose-your-own-adventure decisions that affect the narrative and missions in the campaign. Designed for 3 players and using Crusade rules. 2 players play together versus the 3rd player as a games master. The 2 players must manage resources during the campaign and collect resources as an action during the missions. Decisions in and out of the missions will deplete these resources. The players must manage number 1, fuel, number 2, shield energy. Running out of any of these resources will fail the campaign. After each mission, players will be given scenarios and predicaments that they will have to decide how to proceed. These may have clear options or may be more open. The players' decisions may affect resources, they may change the story of the campaign, or may have other campaign-specific effects. Rules that can be used throughout the campaign include: gather resources. This action can be undertaken by any unit in range of an objective that doesn't have any other enemy unit in range of the objective. The action is started at the end of your command phase and is completed at the beginning of your morale phase. This will heal 1 shield energy or gain 1 fuel resource. Teleport strike. Place 1 unit into reserves. This unit can be deployed more than 9 inches away from any enemy unit in your reinforcement step. Instead of paying CP, this costs 2 resources, 2 fuel, 2 energy, or 1 of each. The Great Awakening, Mission 1, the Temple. The attacker's deployment zone is 12 inches. You cannot leave your deployment zone until you have completed the Open the Temple action on both Objective 1 and Objective 2. Completing these actions will open the temple and allow you to move out of your deployment zone. This will also trigger the Defender's deployment. In this mission, Craftworld Zahai and the Golden Fists are the attackers. The Necrons are the defenders. The defenders deploy once the Open the Temple action on both objectives is completed, at the beginning of the enemy's reinforcement step, but before the enemy deploys reinforcements. They cannot deploy in the attacker's deployment zone and must deploy more than 9 inches away from the enemy. The temple will be opened and the attackers will be able to see where the defenders are deployed. Open the temple. This action can be done by any infantry unit and is started at the end of the command phase and is completed at the beginning of the reinforcement step of your movement phase. Objective 1 and Objective 2 are set 12 inches from the battlefield edge and 1 inch behind the attacker's deployment zone. Objective 3 is set 20 inches in front of the attacker's deployment zone. Defenders win if the attackers do not control Objective 3 by the end of the game. Defenders win if the attackers do not control Objective 3 by the end of the game. Attackers win if they control Objective 3 by the end of the game. Attackers fail the campaign if they do not control any objectives at the end of the game. The Great Awakening. Campaign choices. Choices for after the mission. Branches or routes. Number 1. Routes. Crusade to the source of the signal and destroy the signal at its origin. The Necrons have already awoken in the area the signal originates from. We may encounter more of their ships. We may also have more dangers in space as this area takes us closer to the Eye of Terror. Number 2. Branches. Race the signal to the next control node to stop the signal spreading. We will have to push the engines to the max to chase the signal to the next control nodes. The outcome of the choices. Routes. You are more likely to have damage to the ship's shields and more likely to encounter Chaos factions. Branches. You will use more fuel. You are more likely to encounter other Xenos or Imperium factions who may not be happy you are working with each other. Things to track following the battle. 1. Choose one unit as an MVP at the end of each game and keep a tally. 2. Keep a tally of how many times a unit has died. 3. Keep a tally of crusade points. 4. Keep a tally for the unit who killed the most enemy units per game. These tallies may affect what units get traits or relics.